Welcome back to the Morning Beat. We're super excited about our next guest for a couple of reasons. One of our previous songs is actually our music here at Channel Q. It's near and dear to our heart, but she also has a new single coming out right now, actually called Love Me Land. That is absolute fire. Please welcome to the program, Zara Larsson. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We're super excited. I'm pretty new to Channel Q. I just started this year, right before the pandemic, and things got weird. And I found out that Symphony is our music. I hear it every single day.
Well, so nice. When I started with Channel Q, we had this big video that we really wanted to do a big social media push. And the video is really beautiful. It's just our community coming together. And Symphony was the perfect fit and truly became the theme song. We play it at our prides. We play it during our parades. And it's beautiful. Can we quickly just talk about the inspiration behind Symphony, since it's like our little...
Of course. Do you want me to talk about like the making of the song?
Yeah,
sure. I mean, I unfortunately didn't write the song. I really wish I did because it's so beautiful and the melodies are stunning. But Clean Bandit is a British group that I've always wanted to work with. They did like Rather Be, they did Rockabye. They have like tons of it.
Wow.
So when they asked me to jump on the song, I just said I would love to because I know they just do bangers. So it was kind of a safe bet. And then they played me the song, and I was just like,
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Yes. And I sang it. It was really, it's really hard to sing, I have to say. But it sounds so good. And then we were going to do a video for it, of course, because it was going to be single. So they also, not only are they really talented in doing music, what they actually do, like half of the band is they actually started doing music because they wanted to have something they could do videos for. So they sent the treatment, and I just started crying immediately when I saw the treatment. I was just like, it broke my heart. But it's so beautiful because it's a love story, and it's about two Black gay men, and one of them get into an accident and dies. And it's just like tells this story beautifully. And then of course it's all about a symphony. So he's kind of a, what do you call?
A conductor, a maestro?
Conductor. Yes, Thank you. So he's a conductor, and he's just, playing the songs for his now lost boyfriend. But it's
Well, you are the soundtrack of Channel Q, and for our whole community. Thank you so much for singing that. It's beautiful.
You're also what's interesting about you is like you're a dance pop like superstar. You're only 22, but what's different about your music is that there's a story. Not oftentimes when you listen to a banger, you're at a club. There's not a whole lot of story involved. But you actually, there's a lot of heart and a lot of story in the way that you present your music. Why is that so important to you?
I don't know. Pop for me is really fun. And not only, like you say, of course, you can go out, you can dance to it, you can have fun. And then even though I think for me, like every song tells a different story, not only how I view and see my music, but like how you view and see my music. So I would say that even though I'm such a huge feminist and I have very strong beliefs, and everybody who follows me on my social medias probably know where I stand on a lot of issues and that, but I think my music could be more purposeful, if that's what you would say. But also I think just pop music, it really, if you want it to have a meaning, it has a meaning because it's how you interpret it. Right. So if someone is out dancing to it and just are having fun, then that's great. And then also, I don't know, like if we would have done a different video to Symphony, let's say, then that song for a lot of people would probably have a different meaning or like how you see it. So that's the power of making the whole thing, like making the visuals and making the cover or making the background music. Like everything is its own little world, but it's also like your own little world. So my reality doesn't have to be yours.
Well, I want to talk about, because I just watched the video while listening to Love Me Land, your new single, We're Spitting on Channel Q. This video is so hot, but I feel like we're getting like a grown and sexy version of you in this video. So talk to us about Love Me Land.
It's very grown and sexy.
It is all grown and just you, baby. You didn't need anybody. You were like, I'm here in my bedazzled lingerie. Take
That's
it.
right. It was very Corona friendly. It's just me in a black room, huge dark room, dancing, and I felt like I had something to prove, and I felt like I want people to see me dance, because I love to dance, and my biggest inspiration is Beyonce, and she don't perform without performing. Right. So even though this song, I just really felt like I wanted to express that side of my artistry as well, because if you see me live, you know I love to dance. And I feel like it's such a huge part of my show. And then also I think it just felt right. Like not a lot of people know that I love to dance, and I just wanted to make it mysterious and sexy. And I'm not a teenage girl anymore. I'm a young woman, and I felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's about time. And that don't mean that all of my, like, I love to be versatile too. That don't mean that every video will look like that. But I loved it. I thought it looked so sleek and nice. And it was, in this climate that we're in, it was like the perfect video to do.
You co-wrote this song with Julia Michaels and Justin Tranter. I met Julia a couple years ago through a mutual friend. I was at the Billboard Music Awards. And it's when she performed for the first time.
Oh, fun.
Because she'd been a writer for so long, and she had a lot of stage fright. She was nervous to get up and perform her own music. Do you find that you get more nervous performing something that's just yours, or that you've co-written, or that's been given to you by somebody else, or does it matter?
I feel like when I'm on stage, it doesn't really matter. But I think in the session, that's why it's so funny. It's so different for people. Like, Julia's been very open about having anxiety, and like sometimes she's scared of going on stage because she's been writing, and she has no problem being in the studio, like sharing her thoughts and like sharing her feelings, or I think this is good. But I'm kind of like the opposite. I feel like it's way scarier for me to like openly just be creative with people I just met and like share my inner thoughts and feelings. I think that's like really scary, but she's super good at that. And when I walk on stage, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I just have fun. And it's really weird, but I think of course, when you wrote something yourself and you can really relate to it, it feels more like it's hitting home, and you're not just saying words. You're like, this is my story, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about mental health for a minute. We brought up anxiety with Julia Michaels being very open. We're very open. We have a whole I'm Listening campaign. And we know sometimes with artists, you can dive into your music if that's your outlet. Do you suffer from anxiety and depression? How have you been doing during quarantine?
Well, I'm very lucky. Sometimes I get super anxious. I have like really, really bad PMS, and sometimes I don't even want to sorry, that was my text. Sometimes I don't even want to like, I don't know, like go out of my bed. Because I'm just like, I just don't, it's a weird thing. I don't want to open my phone. I don't want to like do anything. And this is the worst time to have like anxiety, because you can feel really isolated. And I'm very lucky to be in Sweden, because unlike the rest of the world, we didn't really have the lockdowns. And you know, there's a lot of opinions on that, whether that's good, whether that's not good. But when it came down to like not being able to leave my home at all, we didn't have that. So I've just been trying my best to kind of isolating with my close friends and my family. Because when I feel really down, honestly, the best thing is just like a hug. You know what I mean? like a really good hug and for someone to just be there for you. Like you don't have to talk that much if you don't want to, but I've been getting really good or much better at saying how I feel. Because sometimes you hold it in and you're like, no one will understand, or I can't even express what I'm feeling right now, but just trying and thinking like, I'm going to say out loud, what's the worst thing that could happen right now? Or why am I feeling this way? And just hug someone and talk to someone has been incredibly good. And I'm really lucky that I have been able to like have my close friends over. Because without that, I honestly, I don't really know, you know? It's really hard.
Do you find that there's an expectation as somebody of notoriety and fame now on a global level to always be up or to always be happy and productive? Have you found social media connecting with your fans, has that helped in any way, shape, or form?
I think so. We also live in like a society where being a workaholic is so praised, you know? Like saying it's almost like a competition sometimes where I'm like, oh gosh, I only slept 2 hours because I was so busy. And someone's like, I only slept 1 hour because I was so busy. And I'm like, it's not a competition. You know what I mean?
But you look at those memes and it's like the hustle and the grind is real. Like it's kind of programmed in us to wake up and grind.
I know. And that's how you are a successful person, or that's how you are, I don't know, like staying on your grind, like you say. And that's definitely not where happiness comes from. You know, I think we all know that.
But what would you say to people who maybe do struggle with mental health and they are looking to find their happy place? Like what sort of advice would you give?
Wow. What sort of advice would I say? So, Hannah, can du stänga? Hannah, can du stänga? Sorry, that was just my sister. I live with my sister, and that's also really good when you're alone.
No, that's okay. Yes. This is real life in a pandemic. I locked my girlfriend out. She can't even get in. I keep waving to her to go away so she doesn't enter the interview. Not
what
yet.
Advice would I give? I would say to really stay in contact, and that's very hard. When you feel like everything sucks and you're really down, the last thing you want to do is kind of like call people or like have someone. So if you're feeling kind of okay, just make sure to double check sometimes on your friends as well. And social media can be really beneficial, but it could also be kind of bad to like see, because sometimes also we all know social media isn't real. So you see those pictures and you're like, why is everyone so happy? But I'm not, you know? And that's not the truth. Like online is not real life. And you have to really remind yourself that. So for me, really, yeah, of course, to talk with my fans and stuff has been great because they're really funny and they say a lot of smart stuff. But also it's okay to disconnect. Like it's fine. Just put your phone down for a minute and like just hang out, I think.
Well, we appreciate you so much, babe. You really are the soundtrack of Channel Q from the very beginning. It's so inspiring, and it was so lovely to talk with you. Love Me Land is so sexy, baby. We live in a generation where sometimes people over-sexualize us or don't let us live in our womanhood, and you are just dancing and looking so fierce. So proud of you, queen. Everybody get Love Me Land. We're spinning it on Channel Q. Watch the video. Take care of yourself, mama, and come in studio when our life goes back to normal.
Absolutely. Take care, guys.
Stay safe. It was so nice meeting you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications from radio.com. While you're at it, why don't you check out some of our other great videos.